station working for you. This is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
We think they would put something like that away from the neighborhood.
Concern over 5G towers coming to one community, why residents are worried and now planning to speak up.
It was tough on the parents, tough on the teachers, and tough on these students as well. But at the end of the day, working together, we were able to get this thing done.
E-learning sites are being set up across the city to help families unable to supervise their child's e-learning because of work or lack of Wi-Fi. We go inside this effort, showing you exactly how kids are benefiting.
And we have mild air mass in place across the Midwest coming up. I'll tell you how long these nice, quiet conditions are going to last.
First at 6 o'clock tonight, breaking news, we're following a major decision for Indianapolis public schools.
Right now, we are learning about the plans to get thousands of students back in the classroom. WRTV's Rafael Sanchez explains the big dates ahead for teachers, students, and their families.
School buses like these will roll once again for IPS on October the 5th, when pre-K through third grade students will be able to return for in-person learning if they want to.
Our ability to open as we right now are planning to is really based on staffing, students who choose in person versus remote learning, and our ability to meet the safety protocols to provide that instruction.
Since picking up their iPads and Chromebooks, IPS students have been learning from home since August due to the pandemic. They'll begin a slow return to school in a matter of weeks. The first wave on Monday, October the 5th, will only include pre-kindergartners through third graders. The week of October the 12th, which is scheduled to be fall break, all students will learn remotely. Then on Monday, October the 19th, grades pre-K through 5th will return to in-class learning 5 days a week. Grades 6 through 12 will be on a hybrid model, with students based on their last names attending classes in person twice a week and 3 days remotely. I had a chance to speak to the superintendent, Alicia Johnson, and I asked her if there was a risk to reopening schools on October the 5th.
We will be flexible and responsive both to health data and then to what data we get from our community and our families in terms of ensuring we have a plan that's strong to support our kids in learning, whatever the model may be.
The district is encouraging parents to walk or drive their children to school if they can over the first few weeks. Working for you, Rafael Sanchez, WRTV.
Beginning tomorrow, IPS families can let the district know if they wish to continue with remote learning. The sign-up window runs until September 21st. And by the way, IPS will post online any confirmed cases of COVID-19 in each of its schools.
A Wayne Township neighborhood is the latest group trying to keep 5G cell phone towers out of their front yards. Working for you, WRTV's Troy Washington shows us why neighbors are so worried and how these towers can be built near your property without your permission.
These orange signs are posted throughout the Westwood neighborhood.
I started taking my walks about a month or so ago and saw the signs and just figured that it was announcing a public hearing. Had no idea that that's exactly where they were going to put the towers.
John Casal has been living in Westwood for 24 years now. Even he didn't look close enough at these small signs to see what's really on the way.
I had no idea that that's exactly where the towers were going to go. I just thought it was announcing in the hearing to talk about it.
You have to look really closely, but this is set to be one of the 5G cell tower sites for Verizon Wireless. At this point, it's beyond the talking process. The towers are on the way. If residents aren't loud enough about their disapproval, and even then, it's still not an easy fight.
I know it's supposed to make your phone faster, but had no idea that they would put towers in neighborhoods like that.
Residents have mixed emotions about it. They say on one hand, they're excited about the possible improved cell service. On the other, they're not too thrilled about having a giant metal pole right outside of their homes.
I'm not too sure about the things that I've heard about this 5G towers. Like I said, there's nothing good that I've heard about it. But if I was to just go off of hearsay or what I know or what I've heard, I don't want it right here.
In fact, Dontrell Gideon just found out his family will be living right across the street from a tower.
I've heard there are cancer causing.
Verizon Wireless tells us there is no validity to that claim. In fact, radio frequency energy used by 5G has not been shown to cause health problems.
You would think they would put something like that away from the neighborhood.
This is only the latest neighborhood trying to keep the towers out of their front yards, but with the 5G equipment rolling out all across Indianapolis, it seems homeowners are left powerless and caught off guard by the additions.
Maybe if they put something in everybody's mailbox that this is what was going to happen, explaining it, not just, put an orange sign and, hey, we're going to put some towers here.
On September 22nd, residents are invited to the city-county building to make sure their voices are heard. Working for you in Wayne Township, Troy Washington, WRTV.
This is happening in part because of Senate Bill 213. That bill passed the legislature back in 2017 and authorized a massive rollout of small cell wireless structures all over the state.
Nothing but sunshine outside, but if you thought it looked a bit cloudy out there, you were right. There is a haze over the state from the smoke caused by the western wildfires. That smoke has traveled thousands of miles to the east. Alyssa Donovan talks more about that and what to expect next. Hey, Alyssa.
Hey, unfortunately, it did have an impact today. We should have seen plenty of sunshine, but it was hard to see due to all that smoke. And we're going to continue to see the impact of those western wildfires as we head through the day tomorrow as well. We're going to continue to filter in. That's just tied up in the jet stream, and that's going to continue to stream into Indiana over the next day or so, and then we'll see a change that will help push it out of the area. Right now, 75 degrees in Indianapolis, mostly sunny skies. Besides that smoke, winds are very light and low humidity, so it feels very pleasant outside. Tomorrow, we'll continue to see a little bit of sunshine. It will be hard to see because of that smoke. And then by Wednesday night, we have a system that's going to move down across Indiana. This cold front will pass. That will bring us a little bit of cloud coverage, and it will also push that smoke out of the area. So we will see a lot more sunny blue skies over the next couple days here. Tonight, dropping into the 50s with clear skies. Tomorrow, 82 degrees for the high.
Well, about 6 months in, and COVID-19 is still a major health issue in Indiana and across the country. The Indiana State Department of Health reports 758 additional cases of the coronavirus, which is just slightly up from yesterday's numbers. In total, 107,229 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with COVID-19. The state confirms 20 additional deaths as well, which is an increase from yesterday. Since the pandemic began, 3,235 people in Indiana have died with the coronavirus. 1,254,731 Hoosiers have been tested for COVID-19, and 8.5% of them have tested positive for it.
Many families need help supervising their child's e-learning, especially if they work during the day or lack the internet and Wi-Fi capabilities to do virtual learning. An organization called the Mind Trust set up community learning sites across Indianapolis to help. WRTV's Stephanie Wade stopped by one today on the Far East Side, helping hundreds of families.
How do you make the A?
See the A? See the A? Remember how you made the A?
Kids from all across the city.
Step.
Yeah. Oh, that's an excellent B. Good job.
From not just one school district.
We got K through 8, and we have 14 different schools represented here. Charter schools, IPS schools, Warren Township schools.
E-learning under this one roof.
It's fun.
And what's the main letter we were learning today? T?
T.
Everything we had to do was like strictly on the job training, so we had to figure out a lot on the fly.
The Reset Center on the Far East Side was asked by the Mind Trust to turn their facility into a community learning site. Once schools decided just days before the school year began to go fully virtual.
The Mind Trust contacted us on, I believe it was around August 10th, and they said, we need your help. We want you to partner with us to set up a center for e-learning, and it needs to be ready on August 17th. It was like, what?
Students all with various schedules, learning levels, and requirements throughout the day.
I struggle on like fractions and stuff, so the adults helped me on that.
The center contacted the schools themselves to coordinate everything for the kids.
I kind of like right back here because I can focus better than being at home because I have a lot going on at home, so being here helps me focus.
I like that I can hang out with friends and make sure I'm on my work when I'm supposed to.
I have a very qualified staff to help them do what they need to do, and we're hands-on.
Providing lunch daily and snacks too.
Who all doesn't have a meal? Raise your hand.
This service is critical for so many families who lost jobs or work during the day.
There's a benefit to the kids, the families, because some of these people are struggling and they can't afford Wi-Fi, but they can drop their kids off here and be on, Wi-Fi with a strong signal and don't miss a beat, with respect to their school.
Making sure families bounce back from the pandemic once this trying time is all over.
Coming together and working together, it'll work, but that's the nature of our country. I mean, we're a resilient country and we'll rise from this as well.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
The Reset Center is always looking for more volunteers or donations. To learn more, you can visit their website at theresetcenter.com.
Parents in one local school district are calling on administrators to make adjustments to the current e-learning model. It's part of the hybrid schedule at Franklin Township Community School. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum spoke with those parents at a rally today and has more on the changes they want to see.
Parents gathered outside of the administration building today, hoping to send a strong message to district leaders. E-learning hasn't been easy for many students here at Franklin Township Community Schools. Right now, it makes up more than half of the students' week as they spend 3 days at home on their laptop and 2 in the classroom. Parents tell us those days at home can be challenging because they say there's no interaction with teachers, and they say students are falling behind. Last week, we told you about a petition parents started calling for certain adjustments. They want to see more teacher interaction on e-learning days, a consistent method of communication so assignments and due dates are clear, and an adjusted workload. Many saying students are spending 10 or more hours each day on e-learning. Last week, district leaders said they would meet with parents individually to discuss any learning challenges their children are having, but that's not what this group today wants to see.
The reason that this petition was started was to get answers for the group as a whole. Of course, I would love to have a response just for my daughter, but we're looking to better the entire township and how everything is done for everyone. So that is our goal today, is to get answers for everyone. Everyone's child matters, and the grades for all of our children are important.
I'm not mad at the teachers or the administration. I just want to figure out what we can do to fix this, because somebody like my son's gonna fall through the cracks.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
A spokesperson for the district declined an interview, but tells us they have met with several families individually over the past few days. They say the feedback they've received has been valuable, and they will use that as they continue to review and find the best practices for e-learning. Many employers are taking steps to prevent COVID-19 in the workplace. We're going to show you what one company is doing that they hope not only helps other workers, but more people in the community at large, too.
And cooler temperatures overnight tonight are a preview of what's coming over the next couple days. I'll have the details on a cooler forecast coming up next.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
Welcome back. The effort continues to prevent COVID-19 in the workplace. Different employers are doing different things. Call 6 Investigates Rafael Sanchez shows us one local company who's hoping to improve private and public spaces.
Please face to the detector frame.
This
Normal temperature
is a must-do at Edwards Electrical and Mechanical in Indianapolis.
I feel more confident that everybody, my co-workers, are coming in healthy and safe.
Please wear a mask.
Before getting through the main office door, you must stand in front of the COVID-19 screening kiosk.
Normal temperature. Please wear a mask.
And it's telling me my temperature is normal. It can also tell if I take my mask off.
Normal temperature.
It's going to tell me that I have to put a mask on.
If there's a problem with your temperature, visitors can't get in, and workers must step outside and report to the clinic for another check.
We extend this to the field as well and make sure that they're taking temperatures there. All of our departments take temperatures and make sure that they're safe.
Edwards is now taking the existing technology to adapt its use. It's added software and other elements that would allow the system to be placed in high traffic areas. Their system can be loaded with names and pictures and help schools and businesses pinpoint people who are not compliant with COVID-19 guidelines.
You can tie it into your access points of your building, time clocks. Each time you're scanned, there's a record created. Everybody's doing temperature checks. But the thing is, I mean, what we've here have wanted to do is to stop it before it enters the building.
Normal temperature.
As people face the challenge of the day, there is an equal push to look for ways to make it through and beyond the pandemic.
And Edwards believes the technology would work on the city's buses, hospitals, and school entrances. The scan can take a temperature in 1, 2, 3 seconds from about 3 to 5 feet away.
Hiring Hoosiers is WRTV's commitment to connecting you to opportunities to help make ends meet. And now may be the perfect time to reinvent yourself professionally and learn a new skill set. The Hamilton County Workforce Recovery Task Force is teaming up with the Hamilton County Workforce Innovation Network to host a virtual career fair this Thursday. You'll have a shot at getting new credentials, certifications, training, or apprenticeship, which would lead directly to jobs. This opportunity is for people who have recently been displaced by the pandemic and are open to pursuing a fresh career track.
This is not just training. This is high value. That's leading to a credential or a retraining opportunity in a high wage, in demand, high skilled occupation. Yes, to answer your question, there are employers waiting to hire you.
The virtual career fair is this Thursday, the 17th, from 11 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. Again, that's 11 to 3. It's free and will bring together nearly 24 employers and educational institutions, including the ABC Training Center. We have a link to register when you search for this story on the WRTV app or at hiringhoosiers.com.
And we have found even more available jobs. We're bringing you some of them in the Hiring Hoosiers job feed. FedEx Ground has hundreds of package handler positions available between their Indianapolis, Zionsville, and Greenwood locations. FedEx Ground says they need employees to help the company support the economy by handling things like life-saving medications and other items to keep the community prepared during the pandemic. Hiring Hoosiers partners Furion is looking for general warehouse packagers to work at the Neovia Whirlpool facility in Plainfield. You can learn more about these positions and find other available jobs on the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page and on hiringhoosiers.com. Alyssa.
And we are starting off, the temperatures are in the 70s right now. We're going to continue to see pleasant conditions over the next couple days here. We are going to see a small impact from some national weather situations that are happening to our west and to our south. Besides that, though, expect some cooler air to filter into the forecast by the weekend. Looking to the south of us, we have Hurricane Sally that's starting to track inland. That's going to make landfall tomorrow. The good news with this is it is expected to veer off to the right back into the Atlantic right away, so not likely we will see much of an impact here in the Midwest and in Indiana. The most we will see as it makes its way to the north is just a little bit of cloud coverage on Wednesday and into Thursday. Besides that, though, it will be back out into the Atlantic, and we're not expecting to see any precipitation from that system. Now, tonight we are going to drop off into the 50s. Right now it's 75 degrees. Another impact we're seeing is from the western wildfires burning in California and Oregon. You can see that on our Weather Now cam, a little bit of a haze in the sky. Besides that, it's been a very pleasant day. We have seen some sunshine, low humidity, and low winds with those temperatures right where they should be this time of year. That's going to continue as we head through the day tomorrow. We'll continue to see some of that haze before we see some changes by Thursday. Overnight tonight, clear skies are expected. What does that mean for this evening? We'll drop off into the 50s, some areas in the 40s. So it is going to be a cooler night tonight. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, you might want to grab a light jacket as you head out the door, but you won't need it by the afternoon. By that time, we will be back into the 80s, expecting to see some sunshine for your Wednesday, and then some of that hazy condition still from those wildfire smokes burning out west and filtering across through the jet stream here to Indiana. The good news is behind that, we do have a change coming. Wednesday night and into Thursday, we have a cold front that's going to drop down from the north. That's going to pass across Indiana, bringing us a little bit of cloud coverage, but what it's really going to do, what you'll notice, is it's going to push out that smoke. So we'll be left with blue skies behind it and some cooler air. So we're going to see a cooler Canadian air mass drop down behind that system, and our temperatures are going to drop off quite a bit as we head towards the weekend. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be a pretty nice day, 82 degrees for the high, mostly sunny skies. Thursday, that's when we start to see those temperatures dropping off into the 70s, possibly only into the 60s for your Saturday. Overnight lows will be in the 40s.
All right, thank you for that, Alyssa. Well, big news for IndyCar. A well-known driver, not in the series right now, is about to make his big return. Sebastian Bourdain has signed with AJ Foyt Racing for 2021. Bourdain will pilot the number 14 car, and this is a full-time ride. He will debut in the Harvest Grand Prix doubleheader on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course next month. Tony Kanaan drove the number 14 car in the other races this season. He is now looking for another ride because he wants to return to IndyCar next season after the pandemic shorted year for IndyCar. So does Kanaan have a future with AJ Foyt Racing?
I talk to TK all the time. We're definitely open to continue to work with him. We have a great relationship. I know that his plans got thrown kind of askew with all this. I mean, he's such a fan favorite, and I know for TK, he doesn't want to end his career with no fans for sure. So he's still very motivated. So definitely could see what happens there. Don't know what other options he has. I'm sure he's looking at things all around. But yeah, we have a great relationship with TK. We love working with him. So we'll be working on that as well.
Again, Sebastian Bourdain will debut this IndyCar season in the number 14 car with the AJ Foyt Racing in the Harvest Grand Prix doubleheader at the IMS road course. The pair of races are set for October 2nd and October 3rd. More of WRTV News at 6 right after this.
Thanks for joining us. Join us again for the news at 7.